Hi, everybody, and welcome to your General Orientation to Faculty Advising at William and Mary's online counseling program. My name is Dr. Lori Ann Stretch, and I am your program coordinator, and I'm so excited to be with you today as we give you an introduction to advising. So this is the general orientation, so all three concentrations are included in this particular orientation. So I'm going to introduce you to the program office, provide you with some tips for new students, also talk about how course advising happens, what is degree works, and invite you to ask questions in the advising thread, which we will get to in a little bit. So introduction to the program office, you should, as a new student, or if you are not a new student and returning student, should have access to the program office through your Canvas dashboard. If you do not have access to the Canvas dashboard or to the program office through your Canvas dashboard, it may show up as WM SOE-I. If you don't have access to that in your Canvas dashboard, please let me know as soon as possible, or let your faculty advisor know, and we will get you access to that as soon as possible. Now, when you come into the program office, it'll look something like this. Mine's a little different because, let's go into the student view so you can see. So this is what the student view would look like. So you have access to all of this information. You can see that for the primary online faculty, we have introductions, we have advising, student resources. This is always under development. We are constantly adding to and developing this so that you can have access to the information. Let's see. I do recommend really paying attention to the announcements. The announcements are where we put a lot of amazing, great information about upcoming events and notices that you need to get something done or something's about to happen or leadership opportunities. So this is a great place to go. The other thing I want you to pay attention to is the calendar feature. So you can actually view the course calendar here. And you can see that it has sorts of events that are happening. So like here's the town hall, and you can click on that and it will have this registration link, and you can copy the registration link and put it in your browser, and then you can register for that event. If it doesn't have a registration link, it'll just have a Zoom link and you can join at any point in time. But unless it says that it's specific to a certain group of students, then you are welcome to attend any of the events that are listed. So don't feel like you need to check in. If it's on the calendar and you can see it, chances are you probably are able to attend it. So let's go back. So that's the calendar. You can also ask that things be added to the calendar. So if you're sponsoring a student event or something's happening, you want to share it, send it my way, and I'll be happy to see if it should be posted here or in one of our discussion threads. A couple of things that I want to point out to you here: the master book list, which I update every semester. So this is your master list for all the books in the program by course. You have a fieldwork system here. You also have ethics. There's policies and procedures. In particular, I want to point you towards the professionalism policy. I do recommend that all students review this professionalism policy carefully. It has to do with how you communicate with each other and your faculty, really good guidelines. And then we have your handbooks here as well. Town halls are recorded, and those recordings are stored in the town hall archives. You have access to the social justice dashboard and research information as well. So lots of wonderful, amazing information available here. Now, if you go to the actual discussion thread, you can ask Q&A questions about the program. There's a student ambassador thread. We have research projects that we announce when people send us a request for students, because part of our ethical responsibility is to contribute to research. A fieldwork Q&A, continuing education opportunities, counseling toolbox for tools that you might want to consider using in your counseling toolbox, NCE questions, Dr. Harris manages this one, leadership opportunities, conferences and calls for proposal, and then social justice advocacy opportunities. Students are welcome to post in these threads just as much as faculty are, so please feel free to share ideas and information as you find them. That's really the bulk of what's available in the student program office. We're continuing to develop this on a regular basis, so stay tuned, more information will be posted, but this is a great resource and one that you should be checking at least every week. So be sure to check that frequently. Get back to my PowerPoint. There we go. All right, so another key thing is to sign up for notifications. In your Canvas, you can sign up for notifications. And you can have any announcements or particular discussions that you're interested in, go to your email so that you don't miss anything important that might pop up. There are also groups within the program office. So if Dr. SGS knows you're planning on starting practicum in a certain term, you'll be part of that group. And so you'll get notices specific to that group that you're enrolled in as well. Over the summer, I'm going to be setting up advising groups. Haven't quite had time to do that yet, but soon those will get set up, hopefully this summer, and we'll give everybody access to information from their faculty advisor. So this, again, this is a shot of, and you can see this has already come a long way since we had it, because we've added a lot more to it since. So just some tips for you if you're a new student or a returning student. Be sure to check your William and Mary email daily. Check the program office announcements, keep a calendar, making sure that you're tracking your assignments and any events that you want to attend. Be sure to attend the town halls. Although not required and only strongly encouraged, they're a real supplement. And in term A, we have usually a student panel that talks about their experiences and shares words of wisdom. And in term B of each term, we have a guest speaker. And those guest speakers are determined by a survey we do each year with the students to determine what areas of interest they have. And we really target our programming towards the results of that survey. So you'll also get invited to participate in that survey again, and probably around August. And so I really want your feedback because that really does determine what we do in the next year with you. Focus on personal wellness. So we really are big on self-care, making sure that you're getting, what you need to take care of yourself. Utilize your support services, and really important, use faculty office hours. Most of the faculty have their office hours listed in their signature line. And if you don't know how to access their faculty office hours, you just reach out to them and ask them. So for example, Dr. SGS and I, we just are in our Zoom room, which is part of our signature line too. And you can come into our Zoom room, and it's just kind of everybody drops in and says hi and gets the information they need on a rolling basis. But please use office hours before asking for an appointment. That helps us out a lot so that our calendar doesn't get so full. It really is the most efficient way to get an answer. So please be sure to utilize those hours. Okay. We're going to talk about transfer policy. I've mentioned the master Booklist, which is a great resource. Please note that many of the courses no longer have textbooks, and we're in the process of trying to eliminate textbooks where possible, because textbooks is a social justice issue. Textbooks are very, very expensive and can sometimes cause inequities in education. So we're in the process of trying to find ways that are much more cost effective and fair to everybody who's involved. Residency is another big component. Right now, the residencies during the pandemic are online and will be online through fall 2021. However, we're hoping that in spring 22 that we'll be able to resume our in-person residencies at William and Mary at the School of Education. So stay tuned. We will post information about that in the program office. All students will have multiple professional performance reviews as they go through the program. This is a standardized assessment form that happens at the end of certain classes. We are hoping to move to a system where you'll be able to see those PPRs in real time with the faculty. And when you first start at William & Mary, you will get an invitation to live text. It is really important that you accept this invitation as soon as you get it. If it times out, you will be required to pay for another key for live text in order to access it. You must have live text for evaluation purposes and also for your field work. So if you don't accept it, you will have to pay an additional fee for it in order to get it. So the first one is free, but after that, not so much. So be sure to be on the lookout for that. It usually happens within week 3 or 4 of the term. So who do you contact? For advising matters, you contact your advising member for mentoring concerns, program of study. Student success coordinator who can help you with registration, help you answer logistical questions, who to call questions is David Teigman. I am your online program coordinator, Dr. L.A. Stretch, and there's my email. The clinical experience director is Dr. Noelle St. Germain Sayre. She can answer any questions related to practicum or internship. And then our registrar team is amazing, and they are able to help with transcripts, transfers, enrollment, and degree verification. So big resource team that you have at your disposal. This is the email or the link to the handbook. Again, that is in the program office. And then course advising is a really important function of your faculty advisor. And this is where we're going to advise you as to what classes to take. Now, we have a master course list, which you have access to through the program office. But I want to show you kind of what it looks like because it is a little intimidating. So I want to show everybody how to read it. And Dr. St. Germain Sayre is going to do another message on this as well. So for example, that should be summer. I overtyped that. So this should be summer A 22. I'll fix that later. Okay. So here, let's say for spring A 22. So if you're in cohort 3, you would in your CMHC, which is right here, you'd be taking these 2 classes. First half of internship 2 and 636. If you're in school counseling, you just be an internship. We don't have any military students at that level yet. So you can see for each cohort, and it tells what year the cohort started. And then the first 2 lines are CMHC, the second 2 lines are school counseling, and the last lines here are military veterans. So you can see what course. Now, if there's a course in this column that you'd like to also take a class from, you can. So you just need to make sure that's on your degree plan and work with your faculty advisor to do that in DegreeWorks so that when I go to schedule the courses, I make sure there's enough room in the courses. So it's really important to declare those extra courses or when you want to double up in your degree plan so that I know how many spaces to prepare for a particular class. So super important to do that piece so that we can make sure everybody gets a spot in the class. All right. So next up, we are going to go to transfer. If you have courses that you want to transfer, they have to be completed within 4 years of your date of admission. You have to have a B, not a B minus, but a B or higher, and it cannot be part of a previously earned graduate degree. So you can't have a first master's and use those courses. If you try to transfer any of those courses, like if there's a class you really just don't want to take again, you'll still have to make it up with other course with the credit. So you can't, there's no way to waive credits, but there is a way to fulfill requirements. All right, and it has to be on an official transcript. We can't accept more than 12 hours. There's a form at transfer credit here that you need to sign, and your advisor and the associate dean will have to sign that. Okay, so you fill out that form and then send it to your advisor first of all. Right. DegreeWorks is another element that we use here at William and Mary, and I'm going to try to find. I thought I had one. Let me see. I had it. Okay, so let me pull that up real quick and I'll show you what that looks like. So DegreeWorks, we have found that some students need to type in the www or the HTTPS to get DegreeWorks to work. Some students have tried to just type in DegreeWorks and it doesn't work. See, mine doesn't have the HTTPS at the top. And so this is where you can locate your information. So you would put in your last name through a search feature, and then you would search that information and it would pull up your screen. Of course, I can't pull up any student screen, but when you're there, you'll have worksheets and plans. And the plans is where you're going to implement your program of study. And Dr. SGS is going to do another video to walk you through that step by step. So that should be available to you in the advising forum very shortly as well. Okay. And then let's see. And that's it. And that brings us to Q&A. So we will post an advising question discussion board, and you can ask advising questions there. But more importantly, we really strongly urge you to take advantage of our Term B small group advising session. So every Term B will have small group advising, and we'd really like to see you at one of those. Those are done by concentration. So there's 2 CMHC, 2 MVC, and 2 school counseling advising sessions each Term B. We usually try to do them in 1 week and kind of call it advising week. So be sure to come to one of those. If you can't come to the advising session for your specific concentration, but you can attend one of the ones that's not in your concentration, feel free to come. We'll do the best we can to support you. I hope that this general orientation to advising has been helpful. As always, do not hesitate to reach out if you have questions or concerns. We are here to support you, and we really appreciate you and hope that you have the best experience you can while you're here at William & Mary. Take care.